girl, JV. High Priestess. Here with a Venus in Virgo video. I pulled cards for each sign and I asked for the most useful and helpful messages for each sign and how you guys are to, how we all are to harness this Venus and Cancer energy and what we should focus on during this transit. Now, Venus entered Cancer on August 7th. It's going to be there until September 6th. So, it's a lot of emotion. This is the rawest, one of the rawest embodiments of the divine feminine energy. And I want to look at and talk about some of the astrology and some of the aspects that get made during this transit or that Venus makes. So, and it's important. So definitely anyone with heavy Venus in their chart, you need to pay attention to some dates. On the 25th, looks like Venus in Cancer will be opposing Jupiter retrograde in Capricorn. And it's just like friction begets expansion. There, I mean, the mother and the father. There's an opposition, a head-to-head, and home life versus public life, and the expansion of both. What are you putting energy into both? And then on the 27th, Venus trines Neptune retrograde in Pisces. And it's just like, yeah, let's curb or, check your desire for indulgences. Either way, I want to get to the cards actually. So let's go ahead and get in it. I did a bunch of notes, but I'm going to save that mainly for the Taurus and Libra videos. And that's my cue. We're going to start with Aries. Pulled the Page of Wands reverse. There is something that you know you want to do, but you aren't quite sure how, Aries. There's something that you want to start, something that you want to initiate that you don't know how to go about. And some of you, it could be relationships that aren't going the way as planned. Someone being really possibly like a bully or mean or immature. Some of you may have children that are fire signs that are acting up or just being, you're just like, who raised you? Hydrate. But with this energy, with the Page of Wands reversed, this feels like slow the fuck down. Figure it out. Also, this feels like a denial of self. A need to prioritize yourself that you aren't taking advantage of. There may even be relationships. I don't know what is going on. Whew. But there may be like relationships. Oh, and I'm talking about Aries. I think it's this damn Emperor candle I got lit. It's getting me choked up. But that could be a thing too. It's just, this is a hyper emotional time. Where you may be battling some of the most immature aspects of yourself. You may be battling things that lots of childhood issues coming up. Things from the past. Just make sure you're not squandering any opportunities by being petty. Make sure that if you can't be vulnerable, emotionally vulnerable, what the fuck are we doing here? If you can't speak your truth, what's the fucking point? So it's like, make sure that, like, fuck it. Say what you gotta say. Taurus. Say what you gotta say, though it may be like stuck in your throat. Though it may be stuck in your throat. Maybe you want something stuck in your throat. Anyway, Taurus, the Eight of Pentacles. Mind your motherfucking business. I love you. So much revolves around you. You are incredible and beautiful, but you need to worry about your damn self. There are monetary opportunities, financial opportunities that you could be possibly missing out because you are dabbling too much. It's like there's this reach for the external when it's just like, I feel like the Eight of Pentacles is asking you to focus on you. Focus on a project. Be studious. Be methodical. But also be practical. And more in your physical body and less in your head is what I feel for you guys. Not being so, or you know, that all of that emotion that is like welled up in your body and the physical energy, like harness it into a project, into something specific, into something that's for you. Harness it into yourself. There is this, I know that you guys are generous. Thank you for everything, you know what I mean? And I say that from the fucking world. You guys beautify the world. You make the world go around. Little fucking bulls. But like, do you. Get to work. Get to working for yourself. On yourself. You got this. I also feel like you have the tools. And you're very close to having what you want. It's just like, come on with the focus. And also there's something about using your hands. I feel like if any of you are interested in or curious about healing modalities, like definitely getting into, massage, Reiki, or like mudras, getting more, involving your hands in your physical, or involving your hands in your spiritual practice more. All right. Gemini. Gemini. Six of Wands. Public success and recognition. I don't know why. Like, why? I think I told y'all about dancing at some point. There's something about dancing with you guys. I don't know, the like one of the 10 followers or people that are gonna watch this video, like one of you dances, or like there's just something to your energy about movement, and this is movement, progression, moving forward. You've put in a lot of hard work, and there's some recognition coming your way. So be excited. Don't slack off, but be excited. Also, watch your pride. Watch your ego when this success comes in, because that shit can be taken away really easily. That's something that I feel is just like, especially if you're doing stuff that involves the public or being in the public eye. Only speak when you really need to. Be really, really appreciative and express deep gratitude. But just check your ego. Make sure that, you know, and also it's just like there could be many horses that you pick to get to this success, but really do the one that feels the purest. There's purity that's needed. There's innocence. There's childlike fun and joy. Camaraderie that you need in your financial and like day-to-day lives. And so lean into that. Don't go for the money, go for the feeling. Ooh. Spirit be spitting in my ear. Oh, anyway. Okay, Cancer. 3 of Wands. Cancer, there's something that during this Venus in Cancer, this is you. Venus brings an abundance that enables you to turn your fucking back on some bullshit. There's some bullshit that you just basically need to turn your back on. And you could very well be the bullshit. Your behavior. There could be some... I mean, don't get it twisted. Venus is... And your Cancer is the moon. The moon is ever changing. Constantly. So a lot of people can absolutely feel drained by your consistent change. And a lot of us need to turn our back on giving a shit about, who, we need to turn our back on, like, walking on eggshells. Some of you really need to turn your back on walking on eggshells. But also, you are allowed to have your process. You need to be who you are. But you also need to be able to cultivate some kind of constructive criticism system within yourself where you can call yourself on your own bullshit and on what you need to turn your back on. Because there are specific passions, specific projects, specific connections, relationships, specific loves that you are working on, but it needs to be grounded and rooted in some practical day-to-day maintenance. Like there are practical steps that need to be taken with whatever it is that you're pursuing. And also there could be like something about threes. Like 3 people, 3 projects, or 3 like industries that you're kind of trying to like, that you're curious about breaking into. That could be a thing. Turning your back on a third party relationship or connection or fuck up that took place. But Cancer, while Venus is there, like, get to the root of it. The home of it. The center. Work on centering. But also, like, I feel like there's this uprooting. And you can't uproot anything until you know where the fucking roots are. Okay. Leo. Interesting that your ruling planet is the sun, yet you got the moon. And it's funny, some weed ashes fell on this card. And I feel like there are some secrets that may have burned. Some illusions that are being burned out of your life. There are mysteries, secrets, the unknown. Some of you may be feeling really suspicious during this time, or you may be focusing deeply on the subconscious. There may be a water sign, Pisces or a Cancer around that is deeply influencing you or impacting you. I'm not going to say it's a negative or positive way, but there could be a Pisces or a Cancer around, or someone with heavy water placements that you don't know about. Your spidey senses are tingling about something. Neptune in Pisces is not holding back any fucking punches, but there's a lot of shadow work that I feel like is going on for Leo while Venus is in Cancer. Or what you need to be focusing on is the shadow work. That's what this is about. That's what I've asked for, is the most useful and helpful messages for how you guys are to harness this information, how you are to, and what you are to focus on. And for your ruling planet to be the sun and the moon to come out, it's like, let's look, you need to be focusing on the shadow, and maybe there's a lot of shadow work and a lot of shadow stuff that's coming out right now. Just things coming out, secrets being revealed, but new paths being revealed, new adventures, new things that you're discovering about yourself in the subconscious. You are also like studying the subconscious, the hidden mysteries, um, the underbelly of it all. Also, I feel like make sure that you spend as much time in water as you can. There is a cleansing. It's also like I hear baptized. Like some of you may want to get baptized. And hell yeah, do it. Do it. Do your thing. But I do feel like there is a rite of passage going on for some of you, and there's a doorway to walk through. And this also could speak to I just heard portal, and that could be the Lion's Gate that we had on the 8th. I think that brought out a lot of energy in you in very unexpected ways. So for Leo season, I say focus on your shadow. Focus on healing. Focus on getting to the depths. Just fucking go there. No more keeping it on the surface. No more surface level shit. Like, remove yourself, detach yourself from society for a bit, from like taking it back from your family, taking it back from relationships. Like there's some soul work that really needs to be done here, and that's like weighing heavily on me. It feels heavy. There's heavy shit to be dealt with here, and you need to respect that and do the work and stop ignoring something or stop hiding something. That's just not how to live anymore. And keep in mind, and best trust and believe, what you do in the dark will come to light. What you do in the dark will come to light. So, like, don't avoid, bullshit that's just going to karmically impact, negatively impact your karma. But also, some of you really need to stop denying who the fuck you are and what you really want. And I feel like there's a possibility that shit's going to come to light anyway, so you might as well figure it out, have that internal conversation, and let it be known. All right. I'm going to light this up again, because dear Lord. Cancer. No, that wasn't even Cancer. That was Leo. Yeah. Virgo. Thank you. All right, Virgo. You got the King of Cups, which is Sun in Pisces, which is across from you. So also kind of similar to Leo, I feel like you need to be focusing on your shadow side. Also need to be focusing on your relationships. With it being across from you, if you have a Pisces sun, a Pisces rising, then that means you have, if you have a Virgo rising, that means that you have Pisces in the 7th house. And so some of you could really need to be focusing on relationships. There may be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio around, or someone that's just really emotionally mature. But Virgo, while Venus is in Cancer, emotional maturity is really important right now. I feel like there's a lot of like opportunities to be fucking petty, and you may be taking those opportunities. And you're too good for that. There's a lot of behind the scenes work. Like, I feel like no one knows how much goes on behind the scenes for you guys. And you need to really work on refining that process. Doing your best to shed yourself of a little bit of the weight on your shoulders, the weight of the world that doesn't need to be there. Of course, be of service, be who you are, be there for your family, but I think there's a certain level of emotional responsibility that you need to explore. Like, I feel like you guys are taking on emotional responsibilities that aren't yours to take on. And there's some work to do there. So during this transit, focusing on becoming the partner that you want to be with. Doing the internal work, doing the emotional work, focusing on emotional maturity and cultivating that, leveling that up. Getting to a point where it's just like we're acting kingly, we're acting of royalty here, which you already are, but it's just like you don't have to like demand, like you don't have to show it, like the way that there's a need to shift the way that you express your royal presence. And I know when I say royal, that thing makes people think of Leo. I mean, we are still in Leo season, and that royalty is in the sign behind you. It is in your subconscious. So you operate subconsciously from a higher level. Like a lot of that's people think Virgos are bitches because a lot of you are just like, I get it. I know what needs to be done, and you kind of rub people the wrong way in with this air of superiority. And so, and that's not for all of you, and that's not for everybody, but there are some of you that need to just check that. And you can't help it. You may not be aware of it, but with Leo in the sign right behind you, that is, you know, your subconscious dabbles there, lingers in that realm of Leo. So you do feel a right to certain things, to be in charge of certain things because you know how to do it. And I'm going to hand it to you. You guys, just like Taurus, not just like Taurus, but like Virgos make the fucking world go round. Don't get it twisted. And I recognize real. I love you. But like my Virgo aunt said, with love comes correction. I'm going to check the video. Fucking Virgo, I'm checking things. Okay, Libra. Oh, baby. The Ace of Swords. Libra, your ruling planet is in Cancer, and in the realm of the home, in the realm of the soul, there is a certain, with this Ace of Swords coming out, you need to focus on how you need to use this sword of truth in your life. Who needs to be cut? What cuts need to be made? How do you get to wield this power? There's new, raw, feminine power and abundance. Woman, this is raw womanhood, the essence of it, you know, and that is powerful. There are a lot of things that are going to be, you're going to be way more attractive in this weird way, like where you just draw more people to you than you realize, and that gives you the ability to make some fucking cuts. If some people ain't acting right, don't be a groupie, keep it moving. Yes, that hair flip was purposeful. And my J went out, so that wasn't cute. But there are big truths coming in. Really important conversations that are going to be taking place during Venus in Cancer. And you need to use this information wisely. Work on responding versus reacting. And this sword of truth that's being handed to you is going to allot you so much freedom, a certain kind of freedom that you may not know how to cultivate. You may not know what to do with this kind of freedom, but you about to learn. It's time to learn, you know. This freedom and this truth leads to big ideas, big insights, new aesthetic, a new look. Some of you need to like cut out certain foods. I feel like certain food groups, or like maybe some of you are on a diet already, but like you need to ramp it up. Like cutting out old mindsets in regards to how you work out or how you look, or getting more active. I know it's hot as fuck outside, but finding some kind of new way to alter your aesthetic in a non-superficial way. Kind of like Virgo. There's some getting real here that takes place with the Ace of Swords. And this information comes to you by way of the Almighty. This is not some shit that you could have, like, you're not gonna, Instagram or Facebook stalk your way into this. This is something that comes to you, or these are ideas that come to you because they are meant for you. It's information that is meant for you. There are the big conversations that are going to be had are going to be ones that really elevate you and level you up in a... And also, I think there are like graduations or mile markers that are made, or promotions possibly. Winning something legally, if there's like any kind of legal issues taking place, it's like, bam, you taken care of, like by way of the Almighty. Thank you. I'm thankful for you. But yeah, good shit. Scorpio. Oh, baby. The Queen of Swords. I'm actually happy it wasn't the Queen of Cups. I'm really happy that it wasn't, because this tells me that you are leaning into your emotions, and that's what this transit, that's where you need to really be focusing, is figuring out what you really think, figuring out how you really feel, so that you can articulate how you're really thinking. Articulation, speaking out, transmutation of pain into vulnerability and into wisdom and insight, using your words wisely. The Queen of Swords, it's a good place to be, right between the Knight and the fucking King. It's just like you're assertive versus being an asshole or being like a really, really big asshole. So it's just like, it's a good place to be as far as like you thinking before you speak, you taking your time. I also feel like for some of you, I know it's random, but there may be like a redhead or someone with red hair or blonde hair that really may have something important to say to you, some wisdom or intellect or idea to offer you. There's going to be also, for Scorpios, I feel like there may be an air sign around, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone with heavy air placements that is giving you a piece of their heart when they give you advice. So don't ask for advice that you're not actually going to act on. Don't be that friend. That's for all of anybody with Scorpio placements. Like, don't be that friend that complains about shit and asks for advice and vents, and then you do nothing about it. It's time to go inward. It's time to really figure out a plan and articulate your plan. Write it down. Also, some of you need to be journaling. Or writing. Expressing yourself through words. And if there are any legal or financial issues going on, I feel like it's going to turn out way better than you think. So chill. You going to be alright. Okay, Sagittarius. And I feel the need to check the video again. Don't mind me. It's getting pretty fucking long. But we in this. Sagittarius, Judgment. Baby. You got some shit to say. And it's time to say it. You feel things, and it's time to get off the fence. It's time to make a decision. It's time to actually do something about that tug that you feel on your heart, in your body, where you want to be, where you want to go. It's time to speak some truth. It's time to listen to the truth that you know, the truth. There's a truth that you're ignoring, a conversation that you're ignoring, and while Venus is in Cancer, that it comes out. Also, if any of you are involved in legal stuff, I don't know why that keeps coming up for Libra, Scorpio, and you guys, I feel like. If there are any legal issues, you figure out the resolution. Like if you've been waiting to hear back in regards to a legal situation or something with work or promotion, or if you've been waiting for news about something, you hear the answer. And it's really important that you don't fuck around about your truth now. And some of you have really big truths to say that you're scared to say because you know they're going to generate endings. And you need to be okay with that. You need to be okay with, if it's over for you, if it's a no for you, say it. Don't be a fucking asshole about it. Operate from love and kindness as always, but say it already. Be done with it already. Don't make it so that the divine has to come and intervene and start stripping things away because you're denying what's inside of you and who you are and what you know you should be focusing on. A lot of you could be feeling or having like deep, really intense dreams, or having really like experience heightened intuition, hearing, like getting downloads, hearing, connecting with spirit. And I feel like you were told something and you need to do it. And also, on the flip side of that, some of you have been like involved in some pretty like nasty verbal altercations. And it's just like, cut out any toxic communications. Don't let it come out of your mouth. The other person can come at you with bullshit all they want, but don't, make sure that you are in the right, that you are speaking respectfully, that you are doing that you're doing right by people, and that's all you gotta, and you're done at the end of the day. That's all that matters. And if you have been the one to be like fucking nasty and mean to somebody, you need to fucking apologize. And there may be multiple people that you need to apologize to. And you will be forgiven and accepted and loved. But you need to tell your truth and accept the consequences of your actions. It'll be all right. All right, Capricorn. There are only two signs that two cards fell out for. And I kept the two because they came with really big messages. And for Capricorn, it was the Seven of Cups and the Empress reversed. Now, this Venus in Cancer is happening directly across from you. Your Capricorn rising, it is in your 7th house of relationships. Some of you may be feeling confused about your romantic situation. There may be a lot of options in the romantic life area, and you don't know what to do. But in the meantime, you are dishonoring yourself. And some of you, there could be issues going on with a pregnancy, issues going on with maybe not knowing who got you pregnant, or maybe deciding to having to make a decision on if you're going to carry to term. Talking about that or having a conversation with somebody about that. There may be a friend that you need to talk to about that. But either way, during Venus in Cancer, especially with all of this happening directly across from you, there's a lot of confusion around. And I feel like you may not be taking care of yourself. You may not be eating as much or the right way, or there's something here about overindulgence. I also feel like really check yourself when it comes to drugs. Some of you may be like taking too many psychedelics, and you're just experiencing mental fog. And you just may need a break from any kind of psychedelics or drugs or partying or alcohol. There is just like a need to like something. If you progress, if whoever this is for, if you progress that way continuously, there's something else that's going to negatively manifest in your body, that could negatively manifest in the body. You could be drinking yourself sick, or taking so many drugs that you're getting sick, or you're being depleted in some way. You may be taking too many drugs and knock somebody up accidentally. Like that's a fucking real thing, and that's not for everybody. But just make sure that you're not off in la la land. And that's what the Seven of Cups here is. Just like, there's a lot of things that you want to do. There's a lot of emotional pursuits, romantic pursuits, like things of the past, things of the future, projects going on, and you're trying to be, it's like a jack of all trades is a master of none. That's kind of how it feels. So it's like you need to choose something, and choose something that uplifts and enriches your body as opposed to depleting it. Either way, there are things like you're needing to look at your diet. You are needing to look at how you treat yourself. You're needing to examine your self-worth. Not connecting your self-worth with being a Renaissance person or a Renaissance man or a Renaissance woman, you know. And a Renaissance woman is someone who can do everything. But like, that's the light version of it. But there's a big need to go inward here, to get more into the physical body by acknowledging the ways that you aren't taking care of it. It could be as simple as eating differently. I feel like needing more vegetables, maybe less grains, less carbs. Definitely more vegetables, getting outside more, sunbathing, getting fresh air, being alone in nature, meditating. There are answers to be found in meditation. There are answers to be found in nature. There's answers to be found in alone time. But no more of this putting yourself in the back seat of the car. You need to there's a need to prioritize yourself, and that's what needs to be focused on during this transit. Okay, Aquarius. The Four of Cups. Y'all know how I feel about this fucking card. I love you, Aquarius, but I hate that little fucking twat in the Four of Cups because he's so ungrateful. And right now you may need to be, what you need to use this transit and this energy for is to get the fuck away from the past. Because there's opportunity for renewal, opportunity for newness, opportunity for new love, new connection, new creative endeavors. You exploring new creative sides of yourself, really deeply connecting in nature. But some of you need to be drinking less also. with all that shit I just said about Capricorn, in that being in your subconscious, there could be overindulgence there. Also, some of you are thinking about possibly a third party situation that could have been hurtful, or someone, you know, cheating or doing you wrong, or you're worried about that. Like, don't use this energy for any kind of bullshit like that. Focus on getting out of the past and cultivating some deeply rooted emotional stability for yourself. There's a need to come down to earth and really figure out what you want your seeds and your roots to look like. Where do you want to plant seeds? Where do you want to make a home? Where do you want to emotionally invest? Where do you want to cultivate? What landscape do you want to be in? What do you want to be doing? How do you want to harness your emotional creativity? How do you want to harness your intellect, your unique ability to innovate the world and innovate those around you, innovate things in people, cultivate innovation in people? That's what you do. You make people think differently. Now it's time for you to figure out how to make you think differently, or at least shift your focus onto something more emotionally productive and something that cultivates emotional stability, as opposed to perpetuating loss or perpetuating fear or perpetuating, you know, self-doubt or perpetuating pain. I feel like there's like a rethinking, like thinking about the past a lot. And also, if you're like thinking about getting back with someone from like the past right now, I feel like for some of you, it's like, fuck yeah. There's fucking love there. But it can't be how it was before. And then the rest of you, it's like, no. Fuck no. You know better. Alright, I love you. Anyway, okay. Pisces, last but not least. You got the Hermit, which is interesting because the sign across from you, Virgo, got the Pisces card. And you got the Virgo card. Hermit, and it's the other card that came out, is the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like a lot of y'all need to spend some deep, intense alone time getting your shit together, getting your mind right again, before you pop off and say some shit that's going to end up having you be alone. There is a need to like disconnect from any kind of like materialism. Get out of Facebook, get out of like whatever. If there's something you're obsessing about right now, a lot of people are, it's like the election, all that stuff. If you're something you're obsessing about, you just need to take a step back and really figure out what you could be doing, what you could be harnessing that energy into that's more productive, that can actually make you money and elevate you financially. These are both Earth cards. There's some practical shifts that need to be made. I feel like checking the video again. There are practical shifts that need to be made. There are decisions that, I mean, it's kind of very similar to Capricorn here, where it's just like, I think you guys just really need to get outside, you need to get alone, and you need to start focusing on your self-worth, your ability to show up for yourself versus how you show up for everybody else. There is a need to show the fuck up for yourself. And you need to do that by going alone, and not going alone or going inward in the like depressive Pisces way that seems fun and familiar to you guys. Going inward and alone and being productive. Like, there's shit to be done. There's stuff that's really important to you right now. There are promotions that you want to get. There's ways that you want to elevate yourself. And that's what you need to use this transit and this energy for. Finding your light. Getting organized. Not being the overly emotional, you know. It's like the way that you're pouring out to other people, it's like, no, you need to funnel that in. It's like reverse the fountain. Like, bring it inwards. And I do feel like there's someone with heavy Aquarius placements. Heavy Aquarius placements that may be around you that could help you with this deeper cultivation of your self-worth, and that could possibly help you financially. There also may be someone with heavy Earth placements that comes around that may need some wisdom from you. There may be an Earth sign woman, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or someone with heavy Earth placements that it's like, yeah, you need to go inward, but stay connected with this person for sure. Don't back off from this person. But, and also I feel like check in with your mom. Your mom may be feeling really isolated in a different way. Or someone that, you know, plays a maternal role in your life. But Pisces, it's time to go inward so that you can get some shit done. And you can do it your way. And also so that you can, like, realign your spirit so that you're not so agitated and aggressive or critical. It starts by going inward. And cultivate the good weather while you can. Cultivate going outside and like that self-worth and all that stuff by going outside while there's good weather while you can. All right, guys. And bottom of the deck was the Nine of Pentacles, which is Venus in Virgo. So yes, Venus wants to bring us abundance as always. Venus attracts. There's going to be new energy drawn in. Lots of changes in the sector of hearth and home. Lots of changes in your ability to cultivate nourishment for yourself, for the people that you love, for your ability. There are changes in there's just a softness that I feel that comes on, but also of course while Leo season's going on, it's like the softness meets this independence, and that's a damn good place to be. Get it for yourself, because you need to figure out how to love you and your soul and your home and your body. You need to love you so that you are a full cup, extending a full cup. All right. I love you.